Hello everyone, welcome to Smart Stupid Stuff. Today's episode we're going to be talking about a very controversial topic of marijuana. Shout out to everyone who's listening. Thank you Corey Harpin, our number one listener. Thank you Tarek for the music. Check him out at drumcandy.com, drum with 2 M's. I know Alicia, you're still listening to some. Chris Susie, you played one but you didn't finish it, so listen to this one and finish it all the way. Thank you Laura and Dina for listening. Randy, appreciate you doing it as well. And all those guys have been following us on Twitch and commenting throughout the podcast. We appreciate it. Keep it coming. We got a donation for the first time and we're super excited. Alright, I hope you guys enjoy this one. I was just listening. It's just so good.
That puts you into the workflow.
Keep going, man. The curry, this type of curry, that other curry.
And Elias just like, Elias just thinking like,
what are these guys talking about?
oh man.
All right, so we're rolling, guys.
Oh, we're rolling. We're live. We're live. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back.
So we're talking about marijuana today.
Mary Jane.
Controversial topic for sure.
La marijuana.
Allegedly, I've heard people. Most of what we're going to be talking about today is what we've heard. None of us have tried it ever before.
No, I mean.
So you're going to talk about something you don't even know?
Yeah, but we've done extensive
you can
research.
share some of your experiences. That's all right. I mean, it's a judgment-free zone.
Yeah.
Well, I'm okay with it.
We're not going to share it. We're not going to share it with your phone.
I mean, it's legal in most states now, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's well.
In some states, I wouldn't say most, but it's ridiculous that it's illegal in first off. That's my opinion.
Sure.
I know Elias is going to have a more conservative view,
and that's okay. There's gonna a lot of people that are gonna agree with that, but
well, I mean, you worried about like who's going to listen to this and
the stigma.
No, I hope everybody listens to this. What we do?
Yeah, but
that's what we do it for, man.
Yeah, we do it for the listeners.
Yeah, but what if I lose my job?
Worst case scenario, you get another one.
That's
you
good.
Get, you get
worst
drug
case
tested?
scenario, you get another one.
Right, worst case scenario. That's right.
Well, they do it
drug test
when you start,
but not once you're employed.
Hopefully not.
Like no random piss test.
Hopefully not.
not that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people from the office listen to this.
They carry their own pee on a Ziploc bag.
But I think it's more common than you think. The people who smoke.
Oh, I think there's a lot of people I think it's definitely.
I think there's more people that smoke that they don't smoke.
That's true.
¿Cómo?
There's more people who smoke that people who don't smoke. Is what he's saying. I don't know. But it's very common.
The percentage.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, I was talking about like I don't know. I just look at this percent. I don't even know why I look at this, but they said 75% of the population it has a tattoo on their body. So only 30% of the population they don't have tattoos.
It's because you get high and then you go get tattoos.
I think it might be.
That's why it should be illegal.
So Elias, you don't have tattoos and
because I never got high.
and you never smoke weed. Why?
Never.
Why?
I don't know.
You tried it.
No, I never even tried it.
Never even tried it.
No.
Is it because why?
You guys know my parents are pastors of a church, right?
Okay.
You guys know that? Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Sure.
Well, the listeners,
I don't know. Yeah.
Elias is.
So you guys know now.
He's got a church. If you ever want to start a church, you can talk to him. He'll tell you how to do it.
Well, I never started a church.
I'm just kidding.
So what's your question?
Why haven't you done it?
Well, I don't know. It seems like when you talk about drugs, and I know you're probably going to say about marijuana. I don't know do you think marijuana is a drug?
I think it is a drug.
Okay.
But
so, growing up as a little kid, my parents always, they teach me that there is a God and we are not, we are creation. The human being is something that God have created. And we are not evolution, like, we came out of,
from the monkey.
Things like that. So we think this is my point, like I don't know if I heard a speech talking to someone about marijuana, but like a preach, like somebody talking about it. I haven't heard a message about it, but it's so if I believe, like, if you think you're evolution, so you might be okay. Let me try different things so I can make myself a little bit better, I guess, or more awareness of stuff, or more. What's the effect of marijuana? Like, I haven't smoked marijuana. Well, what does it to the person when they smoke marijuana?
I think it's a soothing effect is what it is. It's a relaxing
I think
effect.
it depends what the situation is.
Okay, so it reacts different with different people.
Yeah, to your environment. So
Okay.
I think if you're in a concert, or if you're at night, it's gonna be a different effect than different experience than if you're at the beach on a sunny day and you're in the water hanging out with your friends and family, or if you are feeling low and you're not, you're just kind of down and you smoke and you're by yourself. I mean, so I think
You feel high then?
it would be
You go from low to
different
high.
different experiences, right?
So I've done it, and I don't do it regularly. So I know people that do it every day. Like, you have to do it.
Okay.
And there's been times that I've really enjoyed it, and I think that, I mean, so let's go back to whether it's a drug.
Okay. So the thing, like, to get to the point I was talking about. So
Yeah.
I believe we're creation, and I think God have created us, kind of perfect. Like, the human body has everything it needs, and for you to alterate or to try to take your body or your mind to a different level, I don't think it's something normal to do to your body, and they will take you away from reality, because many people, I'm pretty sure they do it just to go outside reality, like, I'm stressed out, I'm gonna do something to get out of stress. And I believe, like, everything you kind of need is inside you. You just gotta, like, to connect to you, intervene, like, your soul, and you can kind of communicate with God and come out of that bad situation. If you're like, I'm trying to get something better, or I'm tired of this situation, or you feel stressed out, so you do it because you're stressed out, and then once you do it, makes you feel good. And then, like, some people do it every day. I guess those people, they cannot face reality unless it's for this drug they're using.
But let me ask you something. So you're saying that you're perfect, or the body was created perfect, and you don't want to alter any state. And then you ask me whether it's a drug or not. You're drinking coffee right now. You drink coffee when you're asleep. It alters your state. That's also a drug. Caffeine is a drug. You've drank alcohol before. I'm just saying. I'm not saying marijuana is great for you. I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's just like anything. Yeah, moderation is key. But I just think it's funny how it gets put in that category. Like, you feel very strongly to the point that you've never tried it, but you've tried coffee before. You tried alcohol before. So why
it's not considered a drug?
They put him. Marijuana is put in a different category, and I don't think it should be. I think it's put in a different category for a reason.
I wouldn't go, like, against, like, this is what so I have beliefs on my life that I want to follow, and I want to, like, guide myself to.
No, and I'm
like,
not going.
There are no lines that I don't want to cross.
I'm not saying you specifically. I think in general, and I agree with you. Like, it's been put in, like, in a different level.
They shouldn't be put.
Yeah, I think it's put in a category that is higher than it needs to be.
And that's the whole reason it has that stigma, and that's why some people say, well, no, I'm not going to do that because that's a drug, and drugs are bad.
And it's illegal.
Exactly.
Well, how about once it comes legally?
Right. Then what happens when it's legal?
I don't know. You see, like, the new generation, like, back in, I don't know, back in 2030, I don't know. In 2030, it might be legal everywhere, and the new generation might be something like, like a cigar, like, smoking a cigarette.
Well, let me ask you, would you do it if it was legal?
No, because I don't believe I'll carry my body to a different. I don't feel like I need it. If I would, like, let's say if I'm sick and I don't know, I have a pain, and the doctor is like, hey, for your pain to go away, try some marijuana. It's gonna make you,
then
feel
you would
better.
do it.
Then I would do it.
I was about to go there.
Just to help myself get away from that pain.
But then you don't
because
drink.
I would do it as a medicine. And I don't think that is wrong. If people are sick and they need to go, use these chemicals or whatever this plant has to make them feel better, they definitely should, do what the doctor said,
Now, what about about taking it in the asshole? Is that okay?
I never heard of that.
Never experienced that, huh?
Yeah.
So
you're not doing it right.
So I think the stigma is all because the way the government labeled it, right? And how they classified it as a heavy drug. But I think that because of that, that's why it has that stigma. And like I know back in the day, there was a push so that people would stay away from this drug, and there is something behind that.
The Mexican tobacco,
the Mexican weed, and that you would somebody that I think they had like commercials and just public awareness. They didn't want to, they had like an announcement or a commercial. This guy comes home from work, he smokes weed, he hits his wife or kills his wife and jumps out the window and kills himself. And
that was
because he smoked
propaganda.
marijuana, right? So that's not very.
Well, that's
typical.
not.
That's not reality. That's not true. But the public didn't know any better, and they trust the government, and they felt, all right, the government's telling me what this is going to do. Do not even touch that thing. Stay away. So more likely that has happened with the effects of alcohol. That a man has gone home. He has drank. He has gotten drunk. He has killed his wife or beat her, and he has went and killed himself.
But
I think that happened in many scenarios.
Exactly. From alcohol. Hold on a second. From alcohol, and it's crazy how alcohol is legal and you can buy it at any gas station in North Carolina. Well, definitely in Raleigh.
Before 2 a.m.
Before 2 a.m. All right, but you can buy it at a gas station on your way home from work at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But marijuana that does not have the same effect. If anything, it's the opposite. The man gets home and he smokes, or he smokes marijuana, and then he's just completely relaxed and chill, and probably not going to be fighting with his wife. He might end up cooking dinner with his wife.
He's hungry and sleepy,
right? So
that's true.
I think it has a stigma, and like at least I know in El Salvador and Central South America, if you're going to consume marijuana, you might as well be consuming heroin and smoking crack and be a prostitute all at the same time, because it just has that bad stigma.
In Colombia, growing up from the little, I remember it was like that. If you're smoking pot, you might as well be shooting heroin in your dick vein, because it's the same. It's bad.
And they say, that abandoned house over there, that's where los marihuaneros. That's where the guys, the people who consume drugs. Yeah. They go over there in those rooms and they get high and they come out all crazy. No, they don't come out all crazy. I mean, if they come out laughing and giggling, they're looking for the little store to go get some chips.
Well, have you heard the story of why? This is one story I've heard of why they did that.
I don't remember what it was, but
so I've heard it before, and mainly Joe Rogan talks about it a lot. And is the hemp industry.
Oh, right.
So back in the 50s or 60s,
it was right on the rise.
A lot of rich people invested a lot into paper industry, but the hemp industry started coming up. Yeah. So they invested in tobacco and they invested in paper. Mm-hmm. Paper coming from the woods, right? Not from hemp.
Right.
So they saw this as a threat. Oh, so hemp is much better. Like you can make stronger paper. Like you can apparently have this piece of wood that is really light, but is also very durable and strong. So the people that were invested all this money on paper, they ran this huge campaign in tobacco because they already put all this money into it.
Exactly.
They ran this huge campaign and started calling. Because marijuana was originally a Mexican tobacco. That was just the slang word for Mexican tobacco. Mm-hmm. And they started saying that it would make you rape your wife, or like the Mexicans they ran this huge like propaganda against that. And probably that commercial you're talking about, I've never seen it.
There's agenda behind that, right? Why would somebody put so much time and effort unless they're trying to push something? They're really trying to push you away from that for some reason, and the government knows that people smoking weed are not going to go out and do these things.
But not only that, but like they give you stronger shit when you break your foot that actually kills you. And like oxycodone, so I don't know if you know about this, Elias. If you hurt yourself or you go through surgery, they're very likely going to give you oxycodone, which is an opioid.
A highly addictive substance.
Opioid that can actually fucking kill you. If you take too much of it, you die. Serious. Like, if you take 3 of them and you're feeling good, and it feels amazing. When I had my surgery on my ankle, dude, it feels fucking like really good. Like you're just relaxed, you're chill. It just feels fucking amazing.
I think
So,
like
do you
10
think-
times in a row, or I don't know how many times in a row, or you take 15 in a row every
Yeah.
day. Like you will be addicted.
So you go get your tooth fixed or your ankle surgery, and the doctor will give you 30 pills, and it'll let you refill it for 3 times. And this is all because it's money related. So this is way more. So you were describing earlier. Do I need it? It alters my body. This shoots you, altering your body to the next level. And
Yeah, but
okay.
that's kind of like a need, right? Because you're like getting your tooth done. That's
But no,
a
but it's
horrible
unnecessary.
pain.
Well, it's
Because
a more.
if they can change it for marijuana, in marijuana it has a less addictive effect. Like just let them,
Exactly. No, you said it right.
Why
But
they don't even do it?
because there's people making a lot of money out of the
behind
other one. They're not going to make money out of marijuana. But the cases of somebody that goes into a surgery, and even old people that become addicted to that is really, really high.
Mhm.
And when the doctor stops giving it to them, they move to fucking the one that what do you call
Heroin.
it? Heroin.
Yeah, well, that's
Heroin
why
is also an opioid. So
the big heroin epidemic right now. I think it's
that's because of that.
more deaths in The leading death in North Carolina is heroin overdose. That is
So-
the leading cause of death, I think, in North Carolina now.
Oh.
Is heroin overdose.
So it is all created by this industry of, dude.
And this is because people is addicted, or this is because the doctor are giving this medicine to these people
Well, both.
People are becoming addicted
after they go to the doctor.
Dude,
Right.
so for me, when I had surgery, I'm so glad. So this happened to me, and I didn't. So I went to get my hair cut, and I was telling my barber that I was about to get surgery, and he told me, dude, be careful. I never even heard of this concept before. I didn't know about opioids. Said, be careful. I had a bad thing in my throat, and they gave me this, and I ended up having to go to rehab. It was like a 10-year cycle. Be careful with those pills.
Yeah. Well,
And I gave him to Stacey, and I did not. I said, you give me this when I need it. Dude, I took very little throughout the whole thing. I took very little. And mainly because I wanted to drink, and they told me if I drink and I take that, I could just fucking die.
And you think the pharmaceutical industry doesn't know that? How addictive it is?
Oh, they know.
Of course.
Well, and
that's why
there's
they're in
money
courts
in it.
right now. They're trying to settle, and because they're blaming it on them.
So is it a necessity? Yes, but not to that level. You can deal
there's
with the
other
pain.
ways.
You can deal with the pain to a certain level. They shouldn't be prescribing that to that level. From my own experience, like it was bad, but I didn't need that fucking horse tranquilizer feeling
Yeah.
that I got.
Okay. Let's say this happened a couple months ago. My mom was having this huge pain on her neck and her back. She wasn't able to walk, and it was a bad pain during all night, like. And they did give them these pills. I don't know exactly what they were, but they were very strong. And when I didn't go with the doctor with her on the first 2 appointments. I went with her like on the 4th appointment or 3rd appointment, and the doctor was, these pills are, he told me these pills are addictive. So you might we got to do like a smaller doses, so she can come out
Off
of
of
this because she's gonna want to have these pills all the time. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, Mom, you gotta
Take it easy.
be strong and take a little bit of the pain, because these pills will make you like numb and feel like
Great.
super exactly. But your body kind of needs to heal itself, I guess,
and fight it itself,
fight
right.
it, yeah, and
So, yeah.
work with the pain.
But they're doing that now because it's such a big thing. So it's a very well known thing. And what we do, we sell that software. That is, we work with behavioral health clinics, and now they're tracking this more and more. Before, you could be prescribed by multiple doctors and they wouldn't even know. So they're regulating this more and more because they're aware of what happens. But they're still prescribing it. They still give it to your mom, and if your mom asks for more, they'll give her more.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what the doctor was saying. Like she can become addicted to it, and
Yeah,
and
that's
there's
good. That's a
the
good
only
doctor.
there is the only way. Like, let's say if you're addicted to something, the only way to come out of it is like giving you a different drug.
Well, that's
There's
that,
no
that-
cure. There's no cure to come out of addiction, they said.
Well, for that drug,
You always cover
who said
some-
that? Your doctor or just in
No,
general?
this is something I look up.
Oh,
In order for you to come out of an addiction, If you go to the, I don't know if you go to a psychiatry. I don't know exactly where you go. Oh, what is those, big hospital where they have a bunch of addicted people? How do you call
rehab.
it? Rehab.
Yeah.
If you go to rehab, they know they're gonna fix your addiction, but they can change it for something else. So
and then little by little wean you off of
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
But they gonna change it for something else? I don't know. Like they try to put you somewhere else.
I think once you are on that level, I mean, it's a disease and it's a problem, and it's just every day, step by step, every day. But I think you need to have a lot of support.
Yeah.
I think it's a Beautiful Boy, or My Beautiful Boy was a movie. I'll look it up, and it was about that and how his son got hooked on some kind of heavy drug like that, and they had him in rehab, in and out, and he was a really good boy, came from a good house, and it was just a challenge for him to get off of that. But he had a strong support team. You know, he had parents who and his family that were supporting him. So not everybody has parents and a family that's going to support them, and they might not be able to afford it. So it's a messed up situation. Well, when somebody's that...
Man, if I have to share like a testimony of a drug that I've been using, and I know it's not considered a drug.
Can you give me? Are you getting a beer?
But it's sugar.
Oh, sugar. Yeah, no, it's sugar.
I cannot live without sugar, man. Like I cannot live without sugar. I try to come out of sugar. Sometimes I get people, it's like, man, I cannot quit this. It's all smoking. Like, man, it's hard for me to quit smoking. And I was like, man, that's easy, man. Just stop buying cigarettes, and you'll be fine. And it's not that easy, I'm like, because I never had the deal for me to change something, But when I decide to come out of the sugar, and I was like, Mom, prepare everything I drink. I'm not gonna drink my coffee with sugar. I'm not gonna stop.
Didn't you ask me for sugar today?
I did, man, but I'm controlling myself. And I did. We're talking about it today. Today we started coffee.
We're having some coffee.
It's not bad to put. You can taste that coffee.
No, so the good point to make is this. I agree with you. So it's funny. Like, there are chemical addictions, and there's also behavioral addictions. And sugar, it has a chemical addiction. So is opioids. But I don't think that. And this is my research. My extensive research on the product. I don't think marijuana has an addictive chemical need. There isn't. No, which is so funny that is such a stigma behind it, but there isn't a stigma.
Man, so I feel like I was very addicted to it. I got to this point, like in the middle of the night. We eat like dulce de leche. It's like caramel. But it's like an Argentina type of thing, right? And my mom bought that. And that's like pure sugar, like,
right. Like caramel.
Yeah, caramel, exactly. But it's it tastes a little better for me than caramel.
Yeah, much better.
Well, it costs dulce de leche, right? And it got to the point I was like, I'm not gonna eat this, And I even 3 a.m. I woke up, I opened the refrigerator, I even touched that thing. I'm not gonna get none of this. And the little lid had a little bit of dulce de leche right there, and it touched my finger. And as soon as I put that thing on my mouth, it made it feel so good. I guess
you relapsed.
Yeah. I collapsed right there.
So you really think that once I had never heard that before, that if you're addicted, the only way there's no cure. The only way is to do something else. That's fucking
to
nuts.
Change your mind and to think of instead of that, you're doing something else. I mean, look at like alcoholism, right? I mean, every day is. I don't think if it's an alcoholic,
there's not a cure for that.
Yeah, they're not going to go. You're not going to get hooked on something else. But it's every day is. There is something. You're not going to pick up that drink. You're not going to pick up a drink. And you try not to go to the bar. You try not to surround yourself around, and you're constantly going to meetings and constantly feeding yourself positive.
Dude, so there's like two types, right? So I would consider I have a mild one. It's a form of alcoholism because I drink every day. I drink about 2 to 3 drinks a day, maybe less now and more. But even in the restaurant business, we run into that guy that was like bad, and then they go into they cut it off completely. They can't be around it. They can have one drink. Right. Yeah. And if they do have one drink, it's like fucking just go nuts. They just can't even
relapse.
But I mean, I guess like a functional alcoholic like myself, I stopped drinking a little bit less and less as I get busy with other things. So you're right. You have to like replace it with something.
Yeah. So the first thing you gotta do if you're addicted to something is recognize you're having addiction. Most of the people don't even recognize, and that's what you're doing right now, Martin. You're doing really good. You're doing really good.
You're recognizing, man.
You're
That's
recognizing.
step one. That's
step one is recognizing you have a
you
problem.
pass me another beer and shut the hell up.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Give me one too.
So we know for you guys who are listening, we're streaming this live on Twitch.
All right.
And follow us on Mosquito Ninja 7.
Mosquito Ninja.
So it's twitch.tv / Mosquito 7. Sorry, Mosquito Ninja 7. So
all right, take notes, man.
So twitch.tv / Mosquito Ninja 7. So every now and then we get somebody commenting on when we're talking, and this particular guy or gal, I don't know, it said like one of the most fucked up things you could ever say, followed by like some actual like contribution to the conversation, which I was really funny.
What did it say?
It says, "I was so fucked."
No. The second. Oh, you want to start from the top? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows what happens. This is probably somebody who's high on marijuana right now. So I was fucking my daughter the other night, and I don't know what was funnier, the look on my wife's face when she walked in, or me, or the fact that the abortion clinic let me keep her. That's what he said.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't know which one's
He's
funny.
in hearing. I think that's hearing.
Yeah, I think he's still watching, and
what's the name of this? What's the name of this viewer?
Less lucky.
Less lucky. Okay.
So obviously this is something he wrote to be controversial, I would assume.
Okay.
And it kind of works. That's really fucked up. Like, what the fuck? How did you even come up with this, man? That's fucked up.
What's going on in your mind?
And then the second thing, he says, addiction is only cured if the user really, really wants to quit, but the body may crave it much that the user doesn't want to quit. So yeah, that's actually, he left. So that was, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And we got to figure out if we are going to start interacting with people, because that's cool. But most of the time they just say something really fucked up.
Yeah, normally they get on here and they got something.
Well, I'm 30 years old right now, man. Like, I really don't give a fuck what they say, man.
That's it.
Man.
Because you're
So we just keep going, man.
I'm 30.
No, but this is cool
30,
because
man. I heard so much shit in my life, man. And
if
sometimes you bring something like, all right, let's keep going, man.
Well, if you guys really want to start, if you guys who are listening want to be a part of the conversation, you could join this, and you get to chat in as we're doing it live. So that would be fun. But
right now we're doing it Wednesday nights.
Wednesday nights around 8 to 9 p.m. is when we start.
Start at the studio.
Yeah.
So going back to that movie, for anybody, it was called Beautiful Boy. It came out 2018, and it's one of the main actors is the guy Steve Carell from The Office, the show The Office. Yeah, so it was a good movie, really good movie, drama, but if that's what you guys are.
And it's about an addiction thing.
Yeah, it's about his son who's addicted.
Addiction is serious, man, and that's the thing. Like, it a lot of times you want to, like, I used to be like really judgmental of people who, when I was younger, I used to be judgmental of people that were heavier, like fatter, and I was just like, just control yourself. What the fuck?
Right.
What are you doing?
Right.
And I think that's the same thing that always happens. Oh, well, you look at this fucking marihuanero or a drogadicto. Why is he doing that? Like, what a day. But it's not. It's a bit out of their control, man. A lot of it is out of their control.
Yeah, so that's one of the things I was kind of saying at the beginning. Once you have to be aware of what your body needs, and don't be like, try to control it at the beginning, like, let's say, well, you have never tried it, and I'm like, okay, how about if I try it and then I like it, and then I want to continue buying this substance that I probably don't even need, so. But
let me ask you, but to that point, there are so many substances that are beneficial that improve your life.
Okay, but marijuana will only last a certain time, right? I don't want to be living out of this just to be on my 100% all the time and be trying to consuming this all the time. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's like saying I don't want to drink every morning. I'm sleepy and I drink coffee and it wakes me up. I don't want to depend on that every day. I don't want to drink coffee every morning to wake up.
And you should control yourself. You should control yourself. If coffee is doing bad to you, you
but
should
it's
stop
not.
with the coffee.
But see, you're assuming
I think it is bad.
But you're assuming marijuana does bad for everybody. I think that for a lot of people is actually beneficial. That it helps with anxiety and relax.
Exactly. So marijuana if you have anxiety, so there's
So let's say you have a back problems, and every day it hurts. It just helps to deal with those back problems.
that's fine.
Obviously, you want to deal with the problem, but no, it's illegal and it's got the stigma that it's bad or whatever. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, they should start, the doctors or whoever is.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
They should work on this so they can give better medicine. But
I think that's what they're doing now. I think they're starting to realize all the benefits to marijuana and not the psychedelic effect, so that they can give they can prescribe the marijuana or like CBD oil that's super popular right now.
What is that anyways? Because I see it at the chiropractor office. They have it. I don't know what it does.
Yeah, so apparently I think you get it from hemp and I think you get it from cannabis, but I don't know, maybe some other viewers with some more
I just tell
expertise can let us know. But basically what it is the oil from the bud, and what it does is you don't get high from CBD oil. But like you said, if your mom that day she couldn't, she had a lot of pain in her back and her neck, this is kind of an oil that you kind of massage on the skin, or it can be ingested. You don't smoke it, and it helps with that, and you don't get high from it. I guess they do. I don't know if they have. They have vape pens nowadays, but so that's CBD where you're not getting high. You're getting the effects, the benefits, without the psycho effects.
Without getting high.
You just
get the pain relief and
exactly
the anti-inflammatory things, but not getting high.
Right.
The other thing is that let's say if it becomes legal everywhere, right? Even though if it's not legal right now, man, but in high school, like who didn't smoke weed in high school? Everybody, and right now it's more than
ever,
more than than 10 years ago when I was in high school.
Well,
it's very common.
It's more common now than 10 years ago.
Than 10 years ago.
Is it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, I thought the 70s was like when it was the shit.
I think the 70s. Then I think it got a bad rep. Right.
Yeah.
And then now it's coming back, and they're seeing all the benefits to it. What's your thought, Martin, on marijuana being a gateway drug? So let's say, okay,
it's bullshit.
You think it's bullshit?
What do you mean?
I think it's absolute bullshit.
Can you explain that?
So a lot of people think that marijuana just kind of makes it's a drug, and if you start using it or you're around people who use it, well, you might want another high, or since you experimented with marijuana, it's not that bad. You never had a bad experience. Now you can try a little bit of cocaine. Just as Friday night, just on the party. Okay, or well, you know what? I had a late night. Let's do a little bit of coke, right? Then they're trying with some other drugs, and now what happens is the marijuana wasn't so the gateway drug. The idea is that it opened the doors to a whole nother lifestyle, to a whole nother crowd, to a whole nother group of people, that now you are dealing with heavy drugs that have more of a chemical, stronger effects that your body will start to produce become addictive to these drugs.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Like I said, I decide not to try, right? Because I feel like once you try something, you kind of like open a door to start trying more things, probably. Like if I never try marijuana, I definitely never gonna try
coke,
heroin, or heroin, because I put a stop at from the beginning.
Yeah.
To try to alter something on my body that I feel that it doesn't need. Some people have anxiety and things like that. Well, they should find a different way to deal with it instead of trying to come out of reality with a drug.
And maybe it's some people that are.
I know. I'm naming this marijuana drug, and Martin is looking at me.
No, it is a drug.
It's not a drug.
In 2019, it is a drug.
It is a drug.
In North Carolina,
it is a drug, but we talked about drugs, right? And some of them are chemically addictive and way more dangerous than others, right? So if I had to put marijuana in a category, I would not put it in the same category as not even sugar. I personally believe that you can kill yourself with sugar or caffeine faster than you can with marijuana.
Absolutely.
Me personally,
absolutely. Let's talk about that right now. How many people have diabetes in America and dying from diabetes in America versus how many people are dying from marijuana?
And it's all money because they know it's addictive. So the sugar industry or the food industry knows Sugar's addictive. They want to sell more, so they put sugar on shit because they know you're gonna buy more.
Profit driven.
But I don't want to. My point is this: I don't. It's a drug. It's an. I mean, what is it? The definition of a drug would be whether it alters your state or whatever it does. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I think that the reason it's stigmatized as it is bullshit. Is all created by the money making industry, right? And to the gateway point, yeah, it is. The idea that if you smoke marijuana, you're gonna be more likely to smoke crack or do coke. Yes, but the reason being is because you're putting marijuana
in a drug
category.
Right.
So people that are aggressive enough to do it or rebellious enough to do it, then they're more likely to do the cocaine. If it was normalized, as if it was something that was part of the culture, then it wouldn't be a gateway drug.
I agree 100%. If it's cigarettes, just because you smoke cigarettes doesn't mean you're going to smoke marijuana and lead to other drugs. But I think that yes, when somebody has marijuana on them, and they know they're doing something wrong. They know they have to watch a certain way. You have to think twice about it. You're driving, a cop pulls you over. You need to know what to do with that, right? So they're already getting used to this, to the idea of it, right? Now, if it's I have weed in one pocket, I have a little bit of coke on the other pocket. It's natural. That's what I agree with. It's more like a gateway opens up, and I think it opens up like a whole nother culture and people that you hang around with. But I also going back to that. If it was legal and there was nothing wrong with it and didn't have that bad stigma, then I think if people are using it, it's not considered a drug and it's not going to that drug category.
Exactly.
And also I know like a lot of time you mentioned like people want to change their way or maybe they're depressed or they're whatever. But I think there's some people that say, I'm not depressed. I'm perfectly normal. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I just want to experiment with this. I just want to try this. Which is naturally us as humans, we experiment, right? We want to see what happens. Can we climb that tree?
There's a bunch of gay people out there. They try.
Dude, you're so funny.
I want to experiment. Yeah, experience with their sexuality.
I disagree with that.
Well, I mean, have you experienced with your sexuality with your first girlfriend, right?
I don't think there's gay people out there because they tried it and all that.
You don't think they experimented?
But I don't think they're gay because they tried it.
No, nobody said they're gay but they experimented. Yeah, every gay person has experimented.
They want to try something. Look, I'm not feeling attracted to a woman. I'm going to try a guy.
They experiment.
But the problem, when I believe the problem, it started just in the mind.
Well, even somebody who's heterosexual,
it's okay. I can talk shit. If
is going to experiment.
You can do whatever you want. I'm just saying I don't agree with it.
Why are you defending gay people, man?
That's going to be a whole other podcast.
I don't have. Yeah, I do defend gay people because I don't think there's
something wrong there.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's just.
It's just that they're gay.
It's just they're just different.
No, you're saying there's no control, right?
There's no control over it.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't have nothing against gay people, man. I love gay people.
No, I agree with you too, though. I mean,
but anyways, going back to the drug thing. So
how do you feel like? Let's say right now, you have a daughter, right? You have 2 kids. Mm-hmm. Marijuana coming legal. Will you feel okay? Your daughter turns 16. They say after you turn 16, you can use marijuana. It's legal after you turn 16. Would you be okay with that?
I would feel the same way that I would feel if she was drinking a beer or if she was doing something like that.
I disagree. You can drink a beer. You can drink a PBR. And you won't be drunk off your ass, right? Mm-hmm. You won't. You might. Well, I'm starting to feel something. If your daughter smokes a joint, she will be high. She will be high. Okay, and it's not
going to
be
your room.
Yeah, no, she'll start crying. She'll be high, and it won't be high. She's gonna be high for a while.
Yeah.
Right, and people have little panic, minor panic attacks because they're freaking out, and how long is it gonna last? It might be like this forever. So the best thing to do is just stay calm, right, and know that you gotta let it do its thing and run its course. But I disagree. I don't think you say that now, but I don't think drinking one beer, even drinking one mixed drink is the same as smoking a joint. It's another level. It's another level, and that's why it's.
So if you're running the country, what would you do?
I would legalize it.
Legalize marijuana?
Yeah,
cocaine?
I think.
You said cocaine?
Yeah.
No.
I just.
Because
I think that
addicted.
I have a problem.
And you can have a heart attack from.
There's already drugs. I mean, you have to regulate it, right? I mean, if there's a benefit to it. So, like, go back to. So, I wanted to say this. Like, you're having the relationship with marijuana as a why would I do it? There's no need. Why would I do any drugs if I don't need them, right? But I do believe that there are certain drugs that are beneficial to you in a certain way. I don't know.
I think I think the direction we're going to right now, it's on a is looking at it more of in a positive way, and people are really seeing the benefits. And there's actually more research done, not just the stigma, not just the scaring and the scare tactic. It's actually research, and there's actually credible sources now saying that CBD is beneficial. A lot of health reasons, and now more than ever, I feel like people are wanting to be more healthy, and they're looking for more holistic treatments and options. I mean, you've heard of people like, this one lady had to get marijuana for her kids, and I don't know if she was getting the oil or she was doing her own CBD. She had to do something legally and get it from a drug dealer because she couldn't get it legally.
Right.
For her kid who had cancer.
Yeah.
Or was really sick. What do you do in that situation?
Dude, that's the point, that there's fucking aspirin could be potentially wrong. Tylenol could be potentially worse for your kidneys. Well, but it's just such a stigma.
Like I said at the beginning, I believe, how God have created the human being, and how He created the human being. He have created all plants and all animals, and I think He have created, marijuana is bad. Okay, why God put marijuana in earth if it's bad? You can kind of think that,
right?
And I think it's a good thing, but it have to be used in a way. If people having problems, yeah, definitely use whatever God have provide for us, for us to feel better, or to to do something better. If you need it, and God put it here on the earth for the humans to take advantage of,
enjoy.
It's okay, but do it properly, and do it as, if you think it's gonna be if you're gonna become addicted and then you're gonna need it, then it becomes a problem. But the longest you can control, like I said, if you can control your sugar, I've been trying to control the sugar. I've been trying to control.
And how's that going?
Horrible, man.
Hard.
Yeah, it's hard, man. But it's something that I'm aware of, and I try to work on it. So many people say, hey, it's not a drug. I have my friends like, no, I can stop smoking whenever I feel like. I can just put this on the side.
I just choose not to.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's bullshit, man. That's to come out of an addiction or to come out of something is very hard. So once you get yourself into it, okay, you got to be prepared that you might be in this for the rest of your life. It might affect you forever. So every time you take a decision like taking marijuana or taking any type of, different type of drugs or doing something, it's your life. So whatever you do, make sure you have conscious that this is going to affect me for the rest of my life. Let's say if you try cocaine, that's you are aware of that's an addiction, and you have to be, okay, would I be able to keep up with this?
And that's the thing. I think if you smoke weed, you have marijuana on the table, and on the table, on the other side of the table, you have cocaine, crack, and heroin, methamphetamines, and some other pills like the oxycodone. All those, I think, all these on the right, the heavy drugs, those heavier drugs. Yes, there is a big possibility you might try one time and be stuck chasing the dragon, right? And then, but I also think, I don't think anybody smoked weed one time and then was so addicted to marijuana that they had to consume marijuana every day. I think there's some people that we know that everybody knows somebody who smokes weed on the regular.
Yeah.
And I think that
excessive.
I don't know why that is, and I don't know if it's that's just now part of their ritual, their part. And I think
like coffee,
right? They don't think there's anything wrong with it. They can function very well. They can go to a professional meeting. They can get on a professional conference call and be just high enough that they're fine. They're fine. Perfectly normal.
They're actually not fine if they don't do it.
So, right. They may just get more irritated.
They get mad easily. Mm-hmm. They need to go home and do it. So I think, like everything in moderation, including moderation.
So the thing is how the religion is looking at it right now.
Religion
is looking at it. Let's say if you think is they just categorize it as a bad, something is wrong, know. But with the years, you start accepting more things, you know, like, you know, you start
as more
accepting.
research comes along.
Exactly. So it comes like, okay, it's not a drug. So now it can be such as, you know, coffee, you know, if it just becomes something more common, because every time there's something new is up there, everybody's like scared of, you know.
Right.
Exactly.
When alcohol came, everybody was like, no, that's going to kill you. That's going to give you a heart attack, I'm pretty sure.
But this is something that not only used, but it was purposely sold as a bad thing, so it was even worse. You're right. Like, people are generally scared of certain things, and it's so
because
bad.
it's new.
Right.
Right. They don't know what.
Marijuana is
all
old as it could be, but it was actually sold since the 50s or 60s as is really, really bad. Yeah. I mean, growing up, I thought it. This view of marijuana is relatively new for me. Like, I used to think it was the worst thing ever. I thought it was like bad. Like, you could just like you really fucked up.
Going back to that, the what I was talking about earlier of having all these drugs on the table, right? So let's say you have coca leaves, fresh coca leaves.
They used to like
that
chew on,
that
right?
you chew, yeah, on the side with the natural marijuana, right? You can chew. So I went to Peru and went to Machu Picchu, and it's higher altitude, so they every morning in the morning that you get hot tea, right? So you get hot water and a couple coca leaves in your tea. That's your hot tea, all right. And then they'll give you, as you're walking, you're doing these tours, and a lot of people just have these coca leaves, and you get a bundle of coca leaves and you put on you chew on it. And it's like you have it on the side of your mouth, just kind of like chewing tobacco, but instead of spitting, you swallow not the leaves, but the juice from the leaves.
Okay.
Yeah, like chewing tobacco.
Like chewing tobacco, but you're just swallowing the coca. What the coca you get extracted from the leaves, and it's so natural that I didn't feel any different. I didn't feel like I was high. I didn't feel like I was addicted to it. I feel like when I was done, I needed some more coca. It was just is natural, right? It doesn't have the additives, and it's not processed like actual cocaine.
Right.
So
what they do with cocaine is pretty fucked up. They put gasoline in it. They put all kinds of chemicals.
like rat poisoning.
It's pretty fucked up.
You know, it started in 1903. Okay. So they saw these people from, I think it was
the
Indians. They were chewing tobacco, and they used to work on the land, and they used to like be able to work long hours
right,
during the
it gives
day.
you more.
So this happened on a university all the way in Europe.
What?
They took the leaves, and they were
Oh.
like, and they created cocaine. So it was a time in history, like 100 years ago, where it was legal. You guys knew it? No.
Yeah.
So this happened in 1903. So cocaine is not that old, Like,
bro,
chewing the leaves is it's been there for
Forever.
Yeah, forever.
Right.
Like the Incas.
yeah, and it's not the same
Mayas.
effect.
So
right?
it goes back. Okay, God gave you these leaves. Use the leaves, but once you process it, it's completely different.
Yeah.
Now it's changing
It's
somebody's life.
100% stronger than.
I mean, now it's you're addicted. Now there's your body it craves it.
Yeah.
They've done something to it.
And then the other thing is like culture, right? It's something on the culture. They make the tea.
Yeah, it's
drink
normal.
it.
It's nothing frowned upon. I mean,
they're not allowed to
you can't-
harvest here.
a lot of what?
To harvest.
Harvest it? I don't think so.
Here, cocoa leaves. No.
I think you
no.
can. I think you can
Cocaine.
have them. I don't know.
Coca leaves? I don't know how you would even. I don't
No.
Yeah,
know how you would get them over here.
Yeah, but I think that-
Coca-Cola used to have.
Yeah.
Coca, right.
it's just like caffeine. It's just a stimulant. It's
Right.
just like.
But
Caffeine.
again, those coca leaves, you don't feel anything because it's just natural. It's like a natural high, natural down, comes back down naturally. But going back to weed, you smoke a little bit of marijuana, you're gonna be high. I mean, it's not the same as coffee. It's not the same as drinking a beer. So it's like kind of like it's a gray area. Now you might be able to get like CBD and get the some of the benefits without the head trip.
Here's what I'm thinking. So you say, okay, so I don't want my daughter to do it because how high. But what it is really the relationship that she would have with any of this substances that makes a difference. Is whether it's alcohol or whether it's weed, whether it's whatever. That what I want to do is make sure that I teach her enough to like not be scared of things, or
Right.
or put her in a category in which she's gonna feel like this is what I do when I'm rebellious, and then like teach her to handle no matter what it is. You know, that would be the difference. Just thinking about that, like that relationship with the substances, because the relationship with marijuana right now is something that's created. And it's been, like, that's why people abuse it too, because it's like, fuck it, I don't give a shit about anything. Fuck you, dad. Fuck you, mom. I'm just gonna go fucking smoke some weed and
Get high.
and I'm gonna get high. And I fucking.
You see, this is what you want.
Yo, so yeah, man.
Now in 16 years.
You want to hear something? You want to hear something crazy, dude? I just remember when I was taking a class in NC State. They had it was a history or something, and it was in Spain because it was a Spanish course, and there was this book of this Dr. Monardes, and back in the day they thought tobacco was good for you.
To smoke it?
No, so first off, the first time the tobacco was discovered in South America, like Europeans did not know about it, or coffee. So originally they thought tobacco was bad, like that's what the Indians do, those fucking crazy bastards, like they're cannibals. They used to call the Indians cannibals and shit like that. And this guy was he was a doctor, but he was also a merchant, Monardes, and he started he started smoking tobacco like the Indians did, and wrote this book on how it was so good for you. Like it improves, it helps with nausea, it helps with this, and it was just like this whole book of how good it was. And then the Europeans started accepting it, because Europeans would not smoke tobacco because of that. So at the time, it was just a stigma to like, that's what the Indians do. It's fucking gross.
And I think that's what's happening right now. You got a lot of credible sources.
So it's becoming validated.
That it's okay. It's okay. If they said it's okay. If this person said it's okay, it must be okay.
Famous. He's famous.
Dude, we got to get your dad to smoke weed at the church, and then everybody will do it.
Everybody will be high.
What would be the reason for that? Why?
Why
are you trying to sell weed, man?
Yeah,
you're selling the weed.
So
seems like you're selling
new
the
business.
That's part 2.
Yeah.
Well, I think in North Carolina there's a lot of farmland, and as tobacco starts coming down,
marijuana is going to take its place.
Yeah. Well, what's happened is farmers and agricultures, people who are in the agriculture business, they have this land, they have these resources. They're in they already deal with this. It's just a different plant. So whether it's hemp or cannabis, they're getting ready to have they're getting ready for North Carolina to be approved, so that however they need to do it, however they need, whatever the specs of the strain is, and they have the land, they have the experience doing it, and those are the people that are going to be able to grow it here.
They're making money on that, right?
Oh yeah.
So Stacy's family is Native American, and her mom is Native American enough where she still gets a cut of like the reservation. Like they send her a check, and they used to have a casino in California. They're a California reservation for whatever reason, and they get like pennies, like $30, $20 here and there with the casino. She just got like $150 or $200 check because they started a dispensary in the reservation.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, it's fucking... Yeah, I think it's ass backwards. Like, eventually, like, people are going to get... You'll change your view on it in the next few years, because it is just another product that's not nearly as bad.
This is in California. The reservation in California.
Yeah.
So they used to get how much a month?
Like, very little.
Like,
I don't know. Like, she barely... So they only get cuts if they do profit or whatever.
Okay.
So they don't get it every month.
Right. Okay.
But it was like nominal stuff, and now she just got like, when I was over there, she got like a 200, and they only open like one quarter, like they're only been open for a quarter, so there's money on that, man. It's gonna be. I mean, in California, there people are making dispensaries.
Yeah, I was in California last year, and I mean, I went to a dispensary, and it's amazing how much they have there, and how much edibles and different strands. You can buy whatever you want. You can buy an eighth. You can buy a half an ounce. You can buy whatever, and you can buy rolled up. And man, this place was, busy. People coming in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out.
So tell me like details about the place. Was it like a store?
Oh, okay.
Like, you come in and there's like
jewelry store.
So you go in. There's security up front. You go in, fill out a little form, sign it.
Oh, you have to fill out.
Give it to the guy at the window.
What's the form?
I don't
It's
remember
like,
what
I've
it
been
was.
here. Like they just want your
I
name.
think, yeah, and everybody just, signs whatever, and I don't even think they put your, they don't check your ID. They just want you to sign.
Right.
All right. You go in, and then it is. I mean, they had music. They had like a lot of black lights. It's a very cool hipster like bar downtown, but all they have is weed all over the place. So you got guys. I mean,
We have like different weed from different country, and it says
they have they have all types of different strains and different strengths
different flavors
and different flavors. So it is
Flavor Town.
Welcome to Flavor Town. So yeah, they had just a display of all different types of. I mean, it was overwhelming. And then they have a chalkboard with all the prices and different whatever's in season or whatever they have at the time, and they have, I mean, it just smells like raw weed in there, and then, obviously, and then you just pick whatever you want, get whatever you need, and then the guy at the end, everybody was very chill, very helpful, like very judgment-free. You're not sure, they explain what this strain is and break it down to you.
Do people smoke it there? No.
Most of the people get it, and they get it to go. Take out.
But you can't smoke it.
Maybe do a curbside pickup in the future. But
Tiene una campana, a big bell for the smoke going there.
no. So what the guy did have was, he said, hey, super cool, super helpful, great service. Obviously, they're all high, right? They're smoking also. The guys are smoking.
People at
while
the
they're working.
DMV should do that, man.
Right?
So they can
Seriously,
give
what a different
great
experience.
service, man.
But they'll get, all right, here, you wanted some wax. So they have the wax, and then, they have a bowl there, and you can get a complimentary bowl hit of whatever wax that they had right there, which I didn't because I'd been high for
So
the
wax
rest of the day.
is strong as fuck, right?
I don't
Yeah.
know what.
Wax is-
They take like it's like the concentrate or something.
It's like,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a concentrated form, like more concentrated than the oil that you find on a vape pen, and they kind of gotta heat it up and torch it to get hot, and then you take a hit.
And you're gone.
So we left there, and I'm telling you, man,
Coming out of
this
reality.
place was coming in and out, and they were just doing killer business. And remember, it's not like a restaurant. They're gonna go spend $5-10. People are dropping $85, $125, $300. So all these people walking in there, man,
Let's
are
open a new
producing
alpaca
a
over there, man.
lot
Let's go,
of money.
alpaca.
Dude, have you ever
Alpaca
thought
weed.
Yeah.
when they do legalize? I think they will eventually.
Yeah.
In the next 10 years, it's gonna get legalized.
You gotta be ready to buy stocks,
Oh,
man.
no,
when
I'm
they're
serious. Like, what
open.
can we do? What can we do to be a
Yeah.
part
So
of
they
that?
have dispensary universities.
What?
Dispensary universities now, which it's not at a accredited university that I know of, but it's small programs, people who have done this in the past, and what people are doing if their state is not legal yet, they're taking these classes, these programs, and they're getting ready. How does it work? Because, right, it might be legal in your state, but it's still not federally legal. So you can't go, from my understanding, you can't go open a bank account and do a deposit for all this money coming in because the bank is federal.
Oh no!
Right? So I don't know if they work with local banks or I'm not sure how they do this, but so these classes are to get you set up if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Right? Which would be, and anybody I know here in the Raleigh area to open the first dispensary.
Yo,
I mean,
it will
it's
be
jackpot.
ready.
I mean,
It will be ready.
forget about it.
So let's talk business because I got you guys are business people, both of you guys. All right.
I will sell so much
let's put it-
marijuana, man.
So yeah, I want to hear this because so let's imagine that tomorrow it just becomes legal in Raleigh or in the United States. What do we do? What do we do? How do we make money out of it? Could you do it? Could you be a part of it? Do you think?
So there's so many different, right? So there's if it's legal, completely legal. I mean, it would change the whole restaurant business.
Why?
Because you have edibles. If people aren't familiar with edibles, it's the oils from THC, from the cannabis, and the THC is what gets you high. So they have you can do it in butter. Well, anyways, so
Yeah,
edibles right now
brown-
are candies. So edibles right now are candies that you can have. You can have gummy bears. You can have Sour Patch Kids that will get you high.
THC
So this will be
infused.
like the new sugar that doesn't kill you.
Basically,
probably
yeah.
better-
But the problem is you
Well,
can't.
you still have to add sugar.
It's a
to
different high also with edibles because it
Yeah.
takes
Yeah.
it takes longer to get in your system, and it's just a different high.
Yeah.
With the edibles. And so anyways, people will start cooking with cannabis, with THC. You can put it in oils. You can put it in your salad dressing.
So you
go to a restaurant and get your mixed greens dressed with a THC-infused cilantro vinaigrette. You know what I mean? Before your steak comes.
You got your license in California?
No.
You thought about it. I gotta get my license on this.
I wonder if you had to disclose it.
Of course.
Oh, you can't just
absolutely
put it in?
no.
Why am I so fucking hungry?
No.
I'm so hungry right now.
No, you definitely have this up. So so that's one part of it. Then you have the whole, just the agriculture part. That's what I was saying earlier about farmers that are getting ready. They know the tobacco's on the decline, and they have the land, they have the logistics, they have the resources. That's the business that they do. It's like if you have a burger place that's going down, now you have to start doing veggie burgers. Or, start selling chicken on the menu. You have your vendors in place. You have these relationships. You have your lease. You're just changing the product. So these people will get, these farmers will get the license before anybody else because they're already doing it. What's going to happen if it's legalized tomorrow? You and Elias are going to go try to get that license, but you're going to be on the list, first of all, because the list is going to be way long. But those people who are already doing that, already in business, will get those first. And then it comes to the retail, the dispensaries, the stores, right? Yeah. The brick and mortars, shit. They'll probably have like food trucks on the go, right?
Crazy.
So what would you do?
Man.
Get. The time is now before
it happens.
Before it ever happens.
Start doing research.
You already heard it. You heard it before.
Live and direct.
You heard it before. Before in. Stupid, smart
stuff, baby.
Yeah, that's right. So that's something of value right there. Yeah, unless you're caught up in the rat race and you can't. But maybe that's a side hustle for those people who are in those states that are not legal. I mean, dispensaries are a big thing, and with all the technology now, I mean, it's just it's going to be crazy. It's crazy. Especially the first one who opens in these towns or these cities.
We're doing it.
Game changer.
You heard it first, guys. That's an hour. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
Flavor time.
Bye-bye.
Just say no.